Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for Tuesday, September the 14th, and starting with the ASX on the daily chart. I just need to explain what I know and what I don't know. So what I know is that this particular move to the upside here is more like wave B than a wave 2. So if we were looking for a big bearish market, it's down for wave 1, back for wave 2, 3, 4 and 5. That doesn't appear to be the case. It appears to be a B wave because it's rather complicated here. So that means that at some point in the future that this top will be taken out. Okay, the question is, in my mind, is that have I made a mistake up here somewhere and we need to put this wave 4 over here, so to speak, and we'll look at that a bit more closely, or do we have wave 3 top in here, because this would be wave 4 here to wave 5 here to this wave 3 here. Okay, so it's either that, and that's been pulled around by the banks, and we've got half the banks going up and half the banks going down, so it's a little bit tricky on that side. And the banks do, you don't think much about NAB, but it's got a fair bit of volume in there, just as much as BHP, I think, from the old days. So there's a lot of weight on the banks, and CBA's, good 9% of that, of the ASX 200 here. So yeah, we've either got wave 3 top in, and we're looking at this wave 4, or we're looking at this wave 4, and we've got another little move to move up through here. So that's what I know and what I don't know. So let's just go to the intraday and start with the 4-hour chart and look at a few things. So in a nutshell, because we got 5 waves over here, after a corrective pattern, we'll get another 5 down. So from this top here, from this wave B top here, we can count 1 and 2 and 3 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 4. And then we would need to see this come down in 1, back for 2 here, 3, 4, 5 to finish off here. Now, the wave 4 has moved back above the 38.2% retracement level, but that's okay because it hasn't overlapped wave 1. Now, if this market just pushes straight up through here and it takes this top out, then we would need to be bullish at that point, and we would need to put this wave 4 low in through here for that. So that would look like this on the 1-hour chart. Let me just get a few things shaped up here. So currently we were looking at this as, because we've got a very clear 5-wave structure here, a little bit dodgy in that there's an overlap there, but all the same, best fit wave 1 and 2 here, and a nice strong wave 3, an A and a B and a C for wave 4. So we can take a closer look at this in a moment, but as I mentioned, if this is breached here and moves up through that, well then that's the point that you can go long at, or look for a classic trading levels pattern at the 74.50. If this moves up through there, then we're only left with 3 waves down here. So in that case, we would need to look at this as wave 4 being low here with a whole triangle pattern. So an A wave over here, a B wave here, a C wave here on this one, and a D wave over here for that, and then down here for wave E. So basically an A wave, a B wave, a C wave, a D wave, and D wave over here, an A, B, C, D, and E here, and that would give us 3 waves in each structure. So that would fit okay at that point. So what we just need to be a little bit careful of here is that we know the US markets are going to be bullish, so there's a good chance that this can be bullish, but it would need to take that top out there to confirm that. This, from the top to the bottom here, would need to be mindful probably not only of the 61.8%, but also of the 78.6 as well, in case it stretches a little bit further. So it could pull up a little bit higher here as well for all of this. So you just need to be a bit careful of what can play out in this space here. We can view that as an impulse wave to the downside. So yeah, we just need to be careful, because that would just look like, if we're going down for wave 5, that would just be here as wave 1, of course, wave 2 here, 3, 4 and 5 to finish off. So we could also say too that if the 74 is breached here, then you can also look to go to the downside as well, but we'll look at that tomorrow. We'll just see how this plays out, because we're expecting the US markets to push up. So yeah, that's sort of where we are. I will just have a little look on the 10-tick chart for that last move down. Just want to see that. Oh, this one here. Sorry, I lost the plot. That's the 5 waves up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a bit odd, but it fits. Then this move here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 4 or B. I'm just going to check on that for a second. That's the low there, but that looks like 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that looks like it's 3. So this can be the A, the B, and the C for this one. So I suppose we could use that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the third does leave the third wave a little bit short if we're going to count it as 5. I'll take it to there and there. Let's just double check this a bit. And this one. And this one. So if this is the length of the third wave to this point, we need wave 5 to be shorter. And it's not quite shorter, is it? And obviously wave 1 is not. So that's going to leave wave 3 a little bit short in this case, unless we can look at it in some other way. But this would be 1, 2, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1, and 2, this would be all the third wave here, and this would be the 4th and the 5th. So we really got to keep that together. I was thinking that we may be able to use this here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, but it doesn't fit very well. Okay, so look, it can count as 5 waves down. It's just that wave 3 is a little bit short, so we need to be mindful of that. So let's just see how this plays out today. So do something like that. Be mindful not only of the 61.8%, but the 78.6, the square root of 61.8% here with all of this. So it's okay to go long. We're expecting the markets to go higher, but you know, will it make a new high above here is the question. So we'll just have to see. It's the early stages yet, and we're not really, don't have a clear pathway in this just yet for this. Let's clean this up a bit. Okay, let's just check on the banks. So Commonwealth Bank is not really giving us anything whatsoever in this case. I don't know if we've got this here as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave for wave 4 coming into play on this low here, and we're going to build up, or we've got the top in place here and we're going to be going down for the A, the B and the C wave. More to come. This is I just don't know, and it's just not clear. That's all. You know, I've only got 3 waves down to here, and that's the low. I mean, even as a 4th and a 5th here, this hasn't made a new low, and this is in 3 waves here, so it's part of this here. So and we, you know, I would be long if the 105 became the support, right? But we're just not there with it yet, and the market's just sticking to the 100. Let's just check on ANZ. Yeah, we're looking for it to come down a bit further. I mean, once again, all of this, you know, we counted this as a triangle pattern too, as an A, B, C, D and E here. I don't think that's the case now, because looks like we're going to be getting 5 waves down at this point. So it's possible we've got a top in here. I'll let this play out a little bit further. I would like to check on the NAB, see what that did yesterday. Just have a quick look. Oh, actually, what I'll look at first is the AXJO. Okay, it's no real sort of break here, but it doesn't. It's 1 and 2 here and 3 here, and we can look at all of this as 4. This can be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave down to here, and then push up from here. So this is the trap, you know, we just need to be careful. And even if it does push up, it's not going to push up for long, because wave 1 was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, say 7 days. So we'll probably just see it go to 5 to 8 days here in this case, you know. So not a lot. So 1 and 2 and 3, an A and a B and a C for wave 4 finishing off, and then wave 5 moving up a little bit high and finishing off. That's about the best to the upside we're going to get. We've either got that or we've got the top in play here already, but this as wave 1 here, or down to the downside, and this is a wave 2. It doesn't fit very well as a wave 2 because it's too much time. It's time consuming compared to wave 1 here. I mean, if this was 5 days, well then this should just be 3 days, you know. It should be less, but it's not, it's more. So it's probably a wave 4 with a wave 5 to go to the upside. Now I'll just have a look at some of the leaders to the upside. Well, NAB's not leading. We can still see, I mean, obviously here we could count at 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and finish at this point, but we don't have 5 waves down here just yet. So this could be 1 and 2 here, and then all of this, the third wave here, as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here, which would leave us at from wave 2 low to wave 3 here. It can still pull back into here and still go up here one more. So yeah, we don't have any sort of clear pathways there, and MQG, which is the other one. As I mentioned before, this market will move higher because, well, it hit 180, which is a minor level here for that, so 180, but it's moved down on lower volume, so it's corrective. So we will see new highs. Should gain support on 172 and 175, so it should push up today for that. Let's have a, yes, moving on, I don't have any answers for the banks just yet. I don't see a trade there. For that, obviously you're going to go long, you may as well go with Macquarie's at least. Okay, so over to the resources, but just before that we have a quick look at China. The A50 is lifting off there. You know, we know that the top stocks, the top dogs on the New York desk from China have been hammered. They've been hammered internally as well. The CCP want to grab hold of that. There does seem to be conflict between the top people at in the CCP. There's arguments going on there, so it'll be interesting to see what Xi Jinping does in terms of squashing any revolt there. I mean, he's seen all that from his father's day. So India just cruising along nicely here with wave 4 going up to wave 5. Nothing stopping this train. We're looking from wave 4 here as 1 and 2 and going up for wave 3, 4 and 5. Between 2 and 3 here, we're looking for 5 waves. 1 and 2 is going to be in here. We're looking for 3 and 4 to come across here. I've just put the 72 in, which is halfway between the 1650. So could look at 65, 72 and 80, another way to look at it. But because it's such a wide distance apart, we separate it and turn it into a median level rather than group 2, but same. But anyway, it looks like it's had its little dance for wave 4. It's moved sideways. Sideways and ugly, so that's beautiful, and should push up. So that's the accumulation process, so that should spit out into the distribution process. Richard Wyckoff's work, who established the relationship between price and volume. Looks simple now, but back then it was groundbreaking. So yeah, there's the Nifty, and looking at iron ore, which we pushed down lower, kind of expecting it to move down to sitting about 130 at the moment, so down to 100. So on this Chinese exchange, we'll still see it push down to the next level, which is the medium level here, 650. So we're looking for a larger 5-wave pattern from wave 4 down to wave 5. So yeah, in dollar terms, taking us down to 100 at that point. So yeah, I mean, Xi Jinping wanted to clean up the pollution, so he says. So I mean, something like 400,000 people a year die of pollution in China. I mean, you'd want to be doing something about that for sure. So you know, maybe we're taking it the wrong way, but certainly the steel mills are not up to full speed. But I think that once we get closer to $100 for delivery from Australia, then we'll see that pick up. And also to China's plan of getting iron ore out of Guinea, is it, or Guinea? There's a coup going on there, so that's not looking good for China. So they'll have to come back and buy our stuff by the looks of it, if it's all, you know, if you're looking at it in dollar terms and not emotionally. So looking good for iron ore. We're in the later stages here. And copper is looking good, but I also need to talk about, well, I've got crude here, so I'll just talk about crude for a moment. So we're looking for an A and a B and a C to take us a little bit higher here. We've taken this trend line out, so that's a positive. It's also possible that wave 4 is in here, and we can look at this as wave 1 here, as I've discussed before, and wave 2 there, a bit of an unusual wave 2, but we'll just leave that there. But while it's going up there, it's going to be supportive to well, crude oil stocks. I mean, BHP is only 10% oil or something now anyway, but they're going to get rid of that to Woodside apparently. So let's just cruise into copper. So with copper here, we're looking at wave 3 up here with an A and a B and a C for wave 4 here. It's pulled back to the wave 4, 1 lesser degree, and 38.2%. So it's pulled back far enough here. We've got a nice impulse wave to the upside here as 1 and 2, and I'm also looking at this as 1 and 2 here, but I also need to scare us a little bit by putting because we're in wave 4s, out of the dozen corrections in Elliott, they can all end up in wave 4s and get very complicated. So this move up through here, we just need to be a bit mindful of it. I've got it as 1 and 2 and going up for wave 3 here, and we can look at this as wave 1 going up here, pulling back to wave 2 and then going to 3, 4, 5. But it could also be an A and a B and a C for the B wave here, coming into the 50% and then coming down to wave C of 4 here. So we could get some type of flat correction happening here. So we just need to be a little bit mindful of that. So let's just go into the hourly chart and check on that. So we'd counted from wave 4, we counted wave 1 with an ABC back for wave 2. Everything looks in order there, and then we've pushed up nice and strong here, which is typical of a third wave, but the pullback was quite sharp, retesting the demand, the level at number 5 here, the 500. So let's just see how this holds. We'll give it a couple of sessions here, and then I'll pull this apart to have a look at it. But wave 2 is normally sharp and swift, so that's all in line with everything occurring correctly. But like I just said, it could be an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave ending here at the 50%. So we do need to be mindful, but we would need to see a very nice, clean, strong breach of this to call it as an A, B, C to this particular point. So this will be sort of in line with the commodity dollar as well. So we need to be mindful of that as well, and also the US dollar index as well. So as far as the Aussie goes here, we've been looking at it as wave 1 to the upside with wave 2, but we also need to look at it as a wave A now, because if we're going to look at the copper in that way, we'll need to look at this in that way as well. So we were looking for well, an A and a B and a C back into this space, so that can move lower through here. That would be wave 1 here, wave 2 here, wave 3, 4 and 5 coming into this space for that. I do have another count for this, which we're going to have a look on the tick chart. and it's the original count that I've had here. So let's go back and visit that a bit. We need more data, too much. So from the low here, because I did count 5 waves up here, which was quite good, and then wave 2 here. So I'm thinking we can still be on track here with wave 3 sitting on the top here, because we counted 5 waves up here. And then that will leave us with an A and a B and a C for wave 4 here. So if this market, if it pushes up through here, then wave 4 hasn't overlapped wave 1, and we can continue our journey in that space. Okay, what we need to be mindful of here is that you can see that in a way we've got 5 waves here. So this is the 50-60% retracement level. So this is where it can fail and move down as 3, 4 and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if it finds support, this is the front line here. So if it finds support on that level, then you know it's going up, and you can look to go long at that point. But otherwise, if it fails at that point, then you could be looking to short these lows out through here, at least this one at that point. So let's just see how that unfolds, and that will be in line with copper, and we're going through the same thing with the US dollar index. Let me find that here. So crypto, we want an economy one. Let's just open this up a little bit further here. We want DXY, we want to open this up a bit further so we can see it. So this is a daily chart. We were looking at this as being wave 3 here, and then an A and a B and a C for wave 4, and then we're looking for this to move down. So wave 5 will take us down to around 88 if everything is good. And we want copper and the Australian dollar doing the opposite of this, of course. That's the whole point of this. So in this case, we're looking for wave 1 here and wave 2 back here. So as I've probably mentioned before, if the 93 becomes the support with a classic trading levels pattern, then the US dollar is going to go higher at that point, and copper would come down and the Australian dollar would come down. So there's a lot pivoting in all of this. We're not in all we're trying to do here really is to say to ourselves, is the US dollar, is this the A, the B and the C? This is a wave 4. They can get complicated, so this is a nice flat correction at this point in time. Could this double in size and we spend another 6 months here or something? Well, sure, anything is possible with a wave 4, so we just need to be careful. The only thing we got going for us is that in this case, we started to get 5 waves moving down through here. But as I mentioned, we would, because we're in group 1, 90 is the medium level, then we have 1, 2 and 3. So if the number 3 becomes the support of group 1, then we're going to be going up to 5 at that point. If the number 2, the pivot within group 1, becomes the retested resistance, then that's going to be, the market's going to be pulled down to 90 at that point. So we've been waiting for 2 things. We've been looking for is we've been counting impulse waves down through to here, but we still need the number 2, the 92, to become the resistance, and we don't have that yet. We're not out of we haven't lost or won yet. It's probably not the right words. We're still going to rock in a hard place with this. It does appear that we can look at this as 5 waves down here. The wave 3 is a tad short, but we've got to kind of go with the best fit to a point. But we're certainly not, we certainly can't confirm bearishness yet until the 92 becomes the resistance in this case. So that's it in a bit of a nutshell. We'll go to the 15-minute chart and see what we're looking at here with all of this. So, well, we're just going to have to move this now to the B wave here and the C wave over here, and we just need to say to ourselves, well, this is the point that we need it to be completed. We can look at this as 1 here and 2 here and 3. This is where we're going to find out if where we're at with all of this. So in a nutshell, we don't want that top being taken out at this point. We want to see the market move down. We want to see the market move down from this low here. This is just the first step though. From this here, we want the market to, this is the 50 and the 61.8%. That's where it's going to get support. So that's where we need it to. We need that as the resistance now. We want that level there to be the resistance. That's 5 waves. It does look like 5 waves here. So this is probably an A and a B and a C coming back up here. So yeah, unless it takes out the top, I wouldn't get too concerned at this stage. So yeah, I mean, maybe, you know, we'll see. We just got to follow the evidence, really. You know, if this 93 becomes the support, then we're going to see a stronger US dollar, and then weakness against the other currencies, of course, and also weakness in copper as well, and the other commodities as well that put pressure on them at that point. So yeah, we'll just keep an eye on that, but we need to take it right to the last length, you know. Also too, this here, we also, even if this comes down here, we also need to be mindful as well, because if we take, I won't take that low, I'll take that one. We'd also need to get down past this here as well. This would be the other one here, because there would be a good case of looking at this as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here. So that means that we'd need to see this market, you know, back down below this level as well. So there's a fair way to go here. It's a bit of a cliffhanger. It's a thriller. Let's see how that plays out, because this can certainly be, on the flip side here, this can certainly be an A, B and C here, and then move up from that point. So we'll need to keep an eye on that, of course. So just to remind me, really, so an ABC down to this point here, and then the market can move up from that point. So we really need to, you know, there's a lot we won't know for a while yet. Maybe we'll pick it up in the copper market or the Australian dollar and so on. But anyway, that's where we are at the moment. And that said, we have there's not much going on with gold at the moment, guys. So you know the story. We can look at it as a triangle pattern as wave A here, or wave 1 up here. It's probably looking more like wave A as a triangle pattern, because this going here across side, this is the low here. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I could count this as wave B here, and then we could look at this as wave 1. We could look at this as wave 1 here, and wave 2 over here, and then 3 moving down here further. But we need to see it move down. You know, we're not seeing that just yet. Otherwise, we haven't reached the 50-60% retracement level, so we could still go up to this point first and then down. So it's either that or that in this case. So I'm not quite sure which way this is. But if this was a simple, if that was wave 1 up here, and we're going for an A wave, a B wave and a C wave for wave 2, then this would be quite simple. So if it is this one here, then we still got a chance. If this is the A wave and this is the B wave, and this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 going, well, then we still got a chance. But if it goes up to here, then it makes this B wave rather complicated. So then it would be part of the triangle pattern at that point. So going across to BHP. This is US BHP. We're still looking for another move down here. It's just not dropping. The Australian BHP has already dropped down past this point. And we're also talking yesterday, which will just go back over a bit today as well, a different count for BHP. So one of the things that always looked at was that this high is not very high here against this one here, but on the US markets it was much higher. So we can count 5 waves in here, so it's the best fit here. But the interesting point here was this was just 3 waves here. So this being 3 waves, we would eventually make a high above wave 5 here. We have done that, but we haven't done it in 5 waves, and we could do this move that was coming back here. I was considering this wave 4, but it's pulled back too far. And if we look at this as wave 1 here, then it's too close. So we can't look at it as a wave 4. So what we started to talk about yesterday, on the bullish side, we can look at this as wave 1 and wave 2 here. And if it was wave 2, then all of this needs to be the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave here for wave 2, coming back into the 50-60% retracement level, and then moving up there for wave 3 of 3 further up and all that sort of stuff, right? We've either got that, that's all it can be on the bullish side, or we have to look at this here as the A wave here, an A and a B and a C for the B wave up here, and then down for the C wave here as an expanded flat, taking the bottom out here. So I know that's not what we wanted to hear, but it's something that we need to monitor in the background, okay? So that's what we'll also be doing, just to get in. So this little move up through here can be counted in 5 waves, I think. Just go to the weekly. I can't remember what I've done. Yeah, it'd count like this here. So it would be 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2, and all of this, the 3rd wave through here, and 4th and 5th. It's a little bit, doesn't look very nice like this, but that would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to there. So it plays out quite nicely. Not my preferred count, but we can see that we have to acknowledge from the top here, if we're going to get 5 waves down here, because I had it as an expanded flat as a wave 4, but it's just coming down too low. It could still be a wave 4, I'll play that out as well, but in both cases we're going to get 5 waves down, which we have, so that means that we need to be mindful of any retracement here. So if this move up here, if we see it as being corrective, then we know that we're either in wave C for wave 2, or we're going to have a deeper bear market at that point. I mean, China would like to close its steel mills. You know, it is a real problem in that country, and you know, they're kind of like half got 1 foot in the old world and 1 foot in the new world. So it's only a matter of time before they pull out of the old world. You know, burning coal, so to speak. You know. Right, so yeah, so based on that, just going into the daily chart here, this is how we had it here, as a wave A here with an A and a B and a C here for wave B, and then having 5 waves down here for this, which is not such a bad idea, because when you look at US BHP, if I can just compare them a little bit, it makes here for a nice A, B and C wave here. It's hard to get 5 waves out of this here, you know. But still, this could be down for 1 here and back for 2 and down for 3 here. So we're just going to have to be a bit careful on the uptick, you know, when we're cruising in this leg here. It's surprising this hasn't dropped. I mean, you know, I can't see inside here. It doesn't, you know, it would be a bit foolish of me to look at this as wave 3 and 4 and 5 in there. It's possible. If we get support on 65, we'll have to do something like that, but I can't see in there for the moment, so I'm just going to leave it like this. This line was 38.2%, we haven't breached that at all. Yeah, we'll just see. This is a little 3-wave move here. Maybe it could be wave 1 and 2 and going down for 3 here, but if it takes that little top out there, that second top, that B wave, well then really we need to be long at that point and looking to add on top of this level. So that's that at this point. So yeah, I mean, this move down through here, it's hard to, if I go to the tick chart, I can't see inside it to count it. That's the problem. So we can look down here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That all kind of makes sense. A bit hard to read inside here. I mean, we're considering this wave 4 here. You know, I can count what I can see, but I can't count what I can't see. But if I was guessing, this would be some sort of 1 and 2 in here. And this would be, I'm just guessing, this would be the wave 3, 4 and 5 in down here. But we don't have, I don't think we've got 5 waves in here yet. Maybe we look at those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe we can call that in. But anyway, I don't have any evidence here of an impulse wave up here yet, you know, so I'm not going to move. And plus we need USBH to move down further as well. So I won't do that just yet, but it's possible. But I can't see inside the gap, so it makes it a bit difficult. And we can have a look at FMG while we're here as well. So with FMG, we were looking also in the same vein as well. Still possible wave 3 with an A and a B and a C wave. Bit sharp for the C wave, I have to say. But we've pulled this apart, and from this little high here, we can look at this as 5 waves down here, but we still don't have 5 waves. We're still looking for, this would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and so we're still looking for wave 5 to come down. That wave 4, is that finished or not? Maybe. There was a good volume on the turn here, but yeah, we'll just let that play out a little bit. So buying it, even for a bounce on the 1650, which would be the medium level, would make sense. Because we're going to get some type of correction here and then down again, or we're going to just cruise up from that point. So in all of these markets, this is what we'll be focused on this here. We will be long, but we'll be very careful about what we're looking at with this. Alrighty, I'll need to leave it at that. We've chewed up a lot of time. Sorry for waffling so much. Alrighty, cheers.